The Walking Dead, I just got done watching the latest episode titled Alone. This was episode 13 of season 4. Now, at the beginning, you see Bob, and it's a montage set to music, and it's him on his own doing various things, surviving. And at first, I was like, where's Maggie and Sasha? Where are they? Don't tell me something happened to them. Don't tell me Bob did something stupid. And then, like, halfway through, I realized, oh, it's probably before he met the group. And sure enough, we see Daryl and Glenn meet him. And I thought it was interesting to finally see the moment where Bob met the group. Because at first, beforehand, I thought Bob might have been either with the governor's people. But then again, maybe he did mention at some point that he was found by the group. Then we come to present time, and it's Maggie, Sasha, and Bob, and they're in a fog. They're in the middle of it, they can't see anything, and walkers just start coming at them. And that was a creepy scene. At first, though, I thought the fog was the smoke from the fire that Daryl and Beth set in the last episode, but I guess not. I guess it was just fog. And I thought something was going to happen to one of them. And when the walker came up and looked like it bit Bob, Bob has to be the most luckiest person ever. Like, oh, it just so happened to have bit the bandage where he was shot. I'm like, okay, Bob. Sure, whatever. Then we see Daryl and Beth, and Daryl is teaching Beth how to use the crossbow, how to kill walkers on her own. And I like seeing these two together. Some of my friends anyway, they told me that they thought last episode was boring because it was just Daryl and Beth and nothing really happened. But I like the episode. I like how these last couple episodes were taking the time to get to know the characters more, to spend more time with them. Let's care. Let's give a shit about these people before they just get killed off. So yeah, you see them, and Beth was being a little cocky, by the way, how she said, I might not need Daryl anymore. Of course, she trips and hurts her ankle. I'm like, great. This isn't the time to get an injury. And then Daryl is piggybacking her, which I thought was funny. They find a grave. And at first, I thought maybe they knew the person. But I guess it was just a more symbolic thing of like, let's take a moment and remember the people that have died. And I like that. And of course, they find a funeral home, which is creepy and also, I guess, in a sense, comforting. I mean, Beth had an interesting point by saying that whoever is still living here is still taking care of the corpses and still trying to give them a proper funeral. In some sense, it's weird, and in other senses, you can respect that, and I understand why you want to be optimistic, and for a second, you think maybe everything's going to be okay, because Beth is at her piano singing, and Daryl's sleeping in the coffin, but then, first the dog kept showing up, and that kept creeping me out, because I'm like, why does this dog just keep coming up and then running away? Like, is it a trap? Is it something? Then finally, the last time, a bunch of walkers show up, and man, I thought Daryl was a goner. How many times, the last few episodes, have I thought Daryl was going to die? I don't know why, because there's a big part of me that thinks they won't kill Daryl, but there's so many other characters that I've said that about, and they've killed them. So again, there was so many right behind him, and then he was trapped in that corner, and the only thing separating him from the walkers was that table. That's a character that wants to survive, and that's why I like Daryl. That's why he's a great character, is because when he wants to, he has that will to survive, and he's almost unkillable. He makes it out of the funeral home, and of course, it looks like Beth was taken in someone's car, drives off. Fuck. Now what? So Beth is gone. We don't know what will happen to her, who took her. Daryl was running and running for who knows how many hours. He was finally just sort of defeated, tired, and this gang comes up to him. And I'm like, okay, what's going to happen now? They introduce him after Daryl punches the main guy, whose name is Joe. They sort of offer for Daryl to join the group, and this group doesn't seem like nice people. They seem like, I don't know if it's the same group, but I think it might be the same group who went into that home that Rick was in and that Rick was hiding from. Or at least a group like that they're just violent and they're not people that you want to meet. And I don't like Daryl being with them. I don't know how long that's going to go for. Hopefully it's just Daryl saying, I'm going to stick with these guys until I figure out what to do next. The Terminus. And whether or not they should go, Sasha, Bob, and Maggie. Obviously Maggie wants to go because she thinks Glenn might have seen the same sign that they saw and is on his way there too. Sasha, for some reason, wasn't for this, and I was getting very frustrated with her. Like, why don't you have any hope? But then, you start to think of, well, the stuff that she's been through. It's easy to forget that these characters have different outlooks on, just based on their experiences. And of course, some people are going to have more hope than others. So I got to at least understand where Sasha's coming from. It's just I wanted them to stick together. And Maggie decides to go off on her own. And I love seeing Maggie, like, when she killed the walker and used its blood to write Glenn a note. I love that. So then it's just Bob and Sasha, and as they're walking and they're deciding on what to do, Bob kisses Sasha. Now, I should probably say this right now. I don't really care for Bob. Like, I don't hate him. I used to hate him, especially when he caused that kid to die in the first episode of season 4. I guess I just don't understand the guy. He's so weird, like, he's weird, and I know he explained why he smiles because he's not alone anymore, but every time I used to see him smiling, I'd be like, dude, why are you smiling? It's a zombie apocalypse. What are you so happy about? He's goofy. And I still don't know that much about his backstory. I know that they showed the flashback scene, but I don't know, he's a weird guy. So if these two are going to hook up now, well, we'll see where that goes. Sasha decided to stay. She went into this building. She saw Maggie on the ground. And then she got swarmed, surrounded by walkers. And I thought at least Sasha was going to die. But they were badasses and they fought off the walkers. And they decided to finally stick together. And I like that. That was a feel-good moment. The last shot of the episode, speaking of feel-good moments, was seeing Glenn looking at the sign that says go to Terminus. Now, we don't know if that's the same sign that has Maggie's note, but if he does see the sign, and if he does think, oh, I should go to this place, then he'll eventually see her note, and then hopefully the group goes in the right direction and they come together. The only problem now is that you have Daryl with this group, you have Beth taken by God knows who. It's a scary situation to have the group in because they've never been more vulnerable and apart. I really liked the episode. I did. I like seeing or getting to know these characters more, spending more time with them. It's interesting how many episodes have been without characters like Rick and Michonne, and it's still kept my interest in it. There are 3 more episodes left. I can't believe the season's almost over. This goes by way too quickly. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode of The Walking Dead. Like and subscribe. Later!